Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Inner Life 101. I just, it's a new phone, so the video cut off on me. I'm not sure why. So I'll make this a part two um, of Thank You, Good Samaritans. Or I don't know what the name of this is going to be yet, but have something about the Good Samaritans, and hopefully I can fit all your names in the description or in the title. So, anyways, I was talking about being a good Samaritan. And if you ever, if the good Samaritans, or I'll say Eligio, if these people ever saw themselves in court with you from what this was doing, what they were doing here, with them reporting on you, I'm going to tell you something that's pretty much going to happen. An attorney is going to take your money, he's going to look into things, and he might even talk to a few people. He might even call JazzyG. He might even call um, Latonya Jones and Fundi or Grangran. And they're going to tell him or her. And most likely it'll be a lot of them because it'll be an attorney's office. So they're going to tell them that this man is mentally ill, number one. He's abusive. He is hateful towards women. He's been a male prostitute. People have alleged that he has given them diseases. He has been abusive to children and have put it on video. He has told us about um, how he has abused children sexually. We seen you have your so-called wife, newborn, 1-month-old baby, suckling on another woman's breast. But you don't see anything wrong with that because you're so sexually over the top. You're in sexual overdrive. Anyways, so this is what they're going to tell the attorney, and the attorney is going to say, wow, you have any evidence of that? And then they're going to send him evidence. They're going to bombard him with evidence of your videos. And then the attorney is going to come back to you and say, well, I could try it this way or I can try it that way, but it's a little bit disturbing. Some things I've seen is a little disturbing. So I don't know. Let me try something new. But I'm going to need another $2,000, maybe $3,000. And you're going to say, okay, here. And then they're going to say, okay. And then they'll wait another 4 months, go by, maybe 5. You probably start calling them by that time because the people will still be making the videos. And then they say, well, what happened? You say, what happened? How's the investigation going? And then they're going to tell you, well, um, it's not going too good. I'm looking at the videos and I don't think you really have a case. Okay? I don't think you have a case. But you can talk to another attorney if you want and see what they say. Get a second opinion. Okay? Then you decide whether you want to spend the money or not. Okay? If you didn't get the message then when he asked you for another $2,000 or $3,000. So then let's say you find an attorney that says, okay. And he's just as crazy as you are. Excuse my language. I don't like calling people crazy, but you got me in this frustrating state these days because you're using my teaching, young man. You're using my teaching to hurt people. That's what you're doing. Because, and I'm going to say it again, because you are an adopted, abandoned, foster care child. and you try to create your own family. That is what foster care, adopted, abandoned children do. They hate their own families, their own siblings. Not hate, I won't say hate, but they dislike it. They have such a strong dislike for them that they want to create their own family because they're angry, basically, because they feel abandoned. That's what's wrong with you. That's my knowledge. That is not Nana's knowledge. I know that Velvet never came to you and told you you had these mother issues, these mommy issues, and you're trying to create a family, the largest family you can find or you can come up with because of having this issue. Okay. Um, so I want to thank those people that I named because they're good Samaritans, actually. So let's hear a little bit more and then I'll see what else here he's talking about and I'll let you know exactly how your case is going to turn out.
Because we was in a foreign country that doesn't, you know what I'm saying? And this is the problem. They can't, I'm more safe here in the United States of America than I am in a foreign country because the foreign country, once they investigate you, they deport you. When they investigate you and see nothing wrong, they deport you. Here, they investigate you, they leave you alone. And they start investigating the people. If they keep getting calls, they're gonna investigate everything. And when they investigate everything in America, they investigate everybody involved. But when you investigate me, you send the police me. I'm just gonna tell the police what your name is. Can you text him and tell him stop calling me? I'm live.
Okay, and I want to address that. Eligio, you know, investigators, police, FBI, whoever, they have a budget. They have a budget for investigations. So they're not going to take a long drag out, uh, make a long drag out investigation because NatureBoy has told them that these other people are putting in false allegations. Because, see, number one, what you don't realize is that you're a criminal. You are a criminal. You're not Jesus. You know, you might mentally think you are, but you're not. You're not the Messiah and all of that stuff you say you are. You're not that. So they're going to look at you and they're going to say, okay, well, we have a mentally ill criminal here. Okay. So he's telling us people are, abusing him. And then once again, what they would do, they might take a couple of names to just make sure that you're not correct, to make sure that what you're saying to them, they have to look into it a little bit, but they're not going to investigate for you. They will be investigating for you. You are the one being investigated. They're not going to set up a case for you. Okay? You're the one that they're looking at as the criminal. So they're going to go to Grangran, ask Grangran, just like the attorney did. Ask Grangran, hey, he's saying that you're abusing him in some way. And Grangran is going to say, officer, this man is mentally disturbed. He's doing this to women. He's doing this to children. He's doing this. And just going to run down a whole laundry list. And they're going to say, okay, 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 okay. Thank you very much. I saw it in the videos. Okay, give me more videos if you want. But okay, I mean, it'll help our investigation if you just send us those videos. Okay. Then they're going to continue to investigate you, just like they did in Palenque, in Nicaragua, and just like they did in Panama. Like you said, there was a drone being flying around your house. There will be, I guarantee you, there will be no drones being flying I mean, no drones flying around Jazzy G's house. No drones flying around Grangran, World News, Fundi Fee, uh, Latonya Jones, the T, and all the other Foot on Neck squad members, the Kiss the Veil. Nobody's going to be flying around spying on them. I guarantee you that. Because they're not the subject of the investigation. As simple as that. You are. They're not, they don't have the right to go looking into other people's lives that are not the subject of the investigation. Now, if you think you can go and start an investigation, a federal investigation into Fundi Fee or Jazzy G and Grangran, then by all means try it. But you're going to run into the same wall when they show you encouraging your wife or your so-called wife, encouraging her to let another woman, to let her baby, I'm sorry, to let her baby suck on another woman's breast. And you over there saying, oh, pacifier, pacifier. Oh, okay. I guarantee you, none of these investigators are going to like that. And then they're going to get into all the other stuff, okay, that I'm not even going to mention here. So now, so you thinking they're investigating her? Anyways, let me let you finish telling us what you thinking here.
Okay. So basically, all you gotta do really is go to yeah. When the police come to me, like when I got pulled over, all I'm gonna do is tell them to put. All you gotta do is put NatureBoy. Let me show you. This shit is stupid. Let me see the iPad real quick, baby. If you go to YouTube, y'all so stupid, man. This shit is too easy. If I'm taunting y'all, show the proof of me coming at you ever, saying anything about you. You have to show that proof. But if we go to if we just go to YouTube and literally put in NatureBoy, when I'm in front of the cops, all I gotta do is say this. Officer, you see this channel right here called The T? Yeah, we have that lady's name. She follows me and she taunts me all day. She says nothing but negativity about me. You see this lady called Tell? Well, I don't know, tell the truth. Boom. That's just one page. And we got her real name. Obviously, we got her real name. So we go to The T, right? And she has commercials on her page. 8,000 views. This lady's making money.
Okay, so that in itself is an exaggeration. Eligio, yes, that's exactly what they're going to do. Okay? That's exactly what they're going to do. But they're not going to do it for you. They're not doing that. When the police pull you over and you show them all of this, they're going to say, okay, well, okay, my job is to investigate this situation, and I'm investigating you, and I'll put down what you tell me. Y'all can write down what you tell me that these people are saying that, and you got a name, I'll take the name. And then he takes it back to the office with them. And the same thing happens. They're investigating into you. They're not going to stop investigating you. You see, every place you went, and you know how this goes because all those little petty things you've done in your life to go to jail, in and out of those little cells. Um, that's what they do in a larger scale, though. This is federal. So what federal is doing, they're creating a record on you. They're not creating a record on Jazzy G. a Grangran. They're not creating a record on Latonya Jones, World News, not for reporting you anyway. They're not creating a record on them. They're compiling any information you give them can be used against you. You know that. They tell you that. And you think somehow you are so savvy and so smart, you can go and talk to these people and they just gonna take your side. They're gonna join carbonation. Young man, please, please. No, they're not going to take your side and then start turning around and investigating all these other people. Come on. Because these people are citizens. And what, okay, tell me something. Why do people call the police in the first place? If you're walking around in somebody's yard, in somebody's neighborhood, black is night and the neighborhood is lily white, and you're walking through the neighborhood and somebody called the police on you. Why? I'll give you the answer. Because they're a concerned citizen. That's why. Okay, so you got one concerned citizen, two concerned citizen, three, and Foot on Next Squad that was formed by concerned citizens. They're looking at you on YouTube and they've seen some appalling things, and you're admitting to heinous crimes, and you're admitting to abuse, and they're seeing it on your videos and they're concerned. You think the police are going to go and break their oath to the Constitution and start investigating them because you said a criminal, somebody that built up a federal record as well as a, lower record, what do they call the petty record? And they're going to go to turn on these people? They're not investigating them. That's you just skewering. You're skewering the situation to make it look in your favor. And you might be doing it just to make other people think, you might be doing it just to make your followers think that they're going to somehow come to your rescue. But the federal agents in all of these countries are not coming to your rescue because you are not a concerned citizen. Matter of fact, you're the opposite. You live in this world of, oh, they're snitches, they're snitches. That is a gang and a jail mentality. And you are bringing that jail mentality and that gang mentality into society outside of that jail, where there are many, 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 when there are millions of concerned citizens. And they're not going to investigate them for you.
Saying she's stalking me. How can you call the FBI and tell the FBI that you're afraid of me when you're the one stalking me? Okay, now let's go to Supreme Court that you the nature on YouTube, y'all.
Now she can go and call the police on you because she's a concerned citizen and you're not. You're the problem. She's not. She's on their side. See, that's what they see. When they call and pick up the phone and talk to an investigator, they're talking to someone that is on their side. You need to know that before you go and waste your money.
That's how I do it, because I'm not with the snitching thing. I'm only defending myself when the cops pull up. These people are not.
See, and that I just said, you're different. You're different. You come from another society. You come from a gang criminal jail society, a society that you built up in jail. We don't live in jail. These are concerned citizens and good Samaritans. And that is the law you're going to have to go against if you ever take anyone. If you ever succeed at taking anyone into court, you're going to have to show a judge or a jury why these people are not good Samaritans. Because, see, good Samaritans look out and they see you abusing women and they got to find a way to stop you. They see you abusing children and they got to find a way to stop you. They see you abusing other people's teachings in order to conduct this hateful act on other people, on young people, people who are disabled and mentally disabled, because you want to get a check or their check, you want to get their check. They're concerned citizens and they are on the same side as your judge and your jury.
Stupid. All you gotta do is put in NatureBoy on YouTube. Y'all, it's exposed. We got y'all names. We know where you calling from. The police is not stupid. You might get away with that shit in these farms.
Now, I wanted to say something about, he made a statement, I didn't catch it, though I don't want to back up, but he said something about he spoke to somebody from the Supreme Court. Okay, number one, he didn't say U.S. Supreme Court, so we know that's out. Okay, and yeah, in the state of Texas or some other Supreme Court, state Supreme Court, I guarantee you, just because you talk to someone in the Supreme Court, I guarantee you the clerks in the court don't know the law. I guarantee you the workers in the court does not know the law. Okay? It's too many laws for them to know. And I guarantee you they don't know the law you're talking about, stalking and gang stalking and all of that. They don't know that. So stop trying to twist things like that. This lady didn't tell you anything in your favor. She just told you, oh yeah, they can go to jail for that. That's because of what you're describing. And what you're describing, you're not describing good citizens. You are not describing concerned citizens. You are not describing good Samaritans. You're trying to paint a picture on them that you have on yourself. You're projecting. Let's see what else he has to say here.
Countries, but America's not dumb, my nigga. They're not stupid. They can see what you're doing from a mile away. So when it comes to Latonya Jones, shit, all they gotta do is just look her up. If the police pinched me like they did yesterday when we was coming through customs, I showed them, right? I showed them all of this. Now I showed them my video.
Something happened with his Wi-Fi, I guess. Let's see.
My videos have nothing to do with none of y'all. My videos have to vlog about my life. I'm vlogging about my life and what I'm doing with my life. Y'all illegally taking my videos. You're posting them on YouTube. And then now you're saying, because you got me deported back to the States, that you're afraid from your life. When I never threatened none of y'all lives. And y'all been gang stalking me. So the thing is,
okay, also, gang stalking you, like I say, that's a word somebody came up in your camp. You don't even know the meaning of gang stalking. You don't know what that is. They are not physically gang stalking you. You put yourself out there on YouTube. Okay? And when they when all they're doing is watching your videos, you put it out there. You put all that heinous stuff out there. You put those sick words out there and those sick acts out there. You did that. And you showed them how abusive you are. You showed them how hateful and abusive you are towards anyone and everyone. You showed them that. Okay? And as concerned citizens, they decide that they need to band together to somehow bring some attention to you, bring some attention from the proper authorities to your behavior. That's why you run out of the country. You said that you had to leave because somebody was going to kill you or you were going to kill somebody. That's your behavior, not theirs. They're the good Samaritans. You're not.
You're not gonna be stupid after a while. You've been gang stalking all my family. There's children here. You've been putting out false allegations because there's nothing wrong. We've been investigated like how many times? It's a rap sheet of us being investigated. What you're doing is you're incriminalizing yourself. The more you run your mouth, the more you keep going. Look, I'm an innocent man, so I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm not about to hide from y'all no more because y'all keep deporting me and find.
If you were an innocent man, how are you getting deported? You know, if you were an innocent man and these people, they're not going to come to your door. These people were watching you with drones. They were investigating. The report says they were investigating you. Yes, people called. And one thing you need to get straight, and that is Grangran don't have to call. JazzyG don't have to call. Latonya, she wants to call. But they don't have to call. All they have to do is put out the information and they get 1,000 calls. Okay? They get 400, 500 calls in a month or a day about you. All concerned citizens. Because, see, not one of those people out of that 500 calls are people who like what you're doing, who like how hateful you are. Not one of them. And by the way, they don't hate you. That's a word you guys getting out of jail and out of other places. It's ridiculous. These people don't hate you. They can't love the people you're abusing and hate you at the same time. No, they're angry with you. They dislike you immensely. But hate goes a long... Hate is so strong until it's something that it has to be seriously personal. They have to be very, very close to you in order to get that kind of feeling about you. So they dislike you a lot. And they may even use the word hate. But no, they haven't developed hate for you. So let's stop that.
So you see, I tried to hide away and like duck off and just like, you know what I'm saying, do my thing without y'all came and found me.
That's because you keep getting online and you ratchet up more. That's why. That's why. And look, now you got another woman sitting out in Panama with her baby and she can't leave because you put out the order for this man to not sign to let her take her child home to where she came from. And now you can't even be where you can't be in Panama and she's stuck there. And then the man that you put her together with, which does not make her his wife because you say so. Yes, she had sex with him. Hey, lots of us have casual sex. But she had a baby out of it and she wants to take care of that baby. And she don't think that she can do it there with you. She don't want to be a part of that group. So the baby latches onto her breast, then that baby goes with her. And you told this man not to. But yet, did you sign your daughter over? Did you allow your daughter to leave with her mother? You signed that? But yet you're going to tell someone else. That is, you're going to tell someone else not to sign. So that in itself is, what's the word for it? Holding someone hostage. She didn't know that she would never be able to leave. And Eligio, on top of this, come on, let's face a fact here. You are, like I said, you're this adoptee, this foster care child and everything, feeling abandoned and everything. And you're creating your family, out of hurt and pain. And you're going to be very hateful to them. You always will unless you start working on yourself. You always will because you have such great hate for family in itself because you didn't have one. So, are you telling me in your world, in your mind, that these people are to come to you and come to your religious sect and stay with you forever? They're supposed to die old over there with you? They could never leave the house where you are to go and visit other places in the world? That's why they say you're delusional. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. People are meant to be free, and you are binding them. These people come over to your compound to stay in your compound day in and day out. They can't even go out into the woods if they wanted to. They can't go out and walk into the woods. You need to know where they are at all times. The only way they go to see other people is that you allow them to be taken down the mountain. Come on. It's sick. It is a sick thing. Okay, and you need to face that. Okay, but let's get back to these good Samaritans.
Came and you went the
I'm trying to get some names here that he's calling out. I don't want to do the whole clip though.
extra mile to find me, and now you got me. You got my attention, baby. You got my attention. So at the end of the day, y'all have gang stalked me, and everybody that has a good heart, they have. Regardless if you agree with my opinions or not, I have hard opinions. You feel what I'm saying? I'm controversial. You might not like what I'm saying. There's three main subjects that you don't like. What I stand for on my sexual preferences.
We know what we don't like about you, Eligio. And, yes, they got you now. You're in the States now. And you better watch yourself. I guarantee you better watch yourself in the States because the States don't play and they're not dumb. And I guarantee you they're not going to go after people just because the concerned citizens are calling on you. They're not going to investigate the concerned citizens.
My vlog, and you have cyberbullied me to the point where you've affected my personal.
And you are not being cyberbullied if you are putting this content out there. You're putting this content out there to, a lot of times, to create a reaction. Okay? You're not a little child. And then on top of it, I want to make this very clear. It is not like they are choosing a man. They got one man called Eligio Bishop, and they're harassing him or they're watching him. And they're upset with him. What they have is a place called Carbonation, an organization called Carbonation. And Carbonation is putting out this horrible teaching, putting out this, making people think that they're going to the place that they're actually not going. They're going to a very controlled, manipulating environment. And it is not a loving environment as they are being told in the beginning. So basically, it's like any other church. If we saw Eddie Long or any other people, Al Sharpton and all these other people abusing their congregation, I guarantee you they will be doing the same thing. Concerned citizens will be doing what they need to do to try to shut this man down and shut these people down, because you're not a individual. Now, see, if you were an individual, if you were just by yourself and you were in your neighborhood and you were beating up your wife and you beating up your daughters and whatever, and having sex with your daughters and all of that, if you were doing those things in your own neighborhood, then the police would take care of that. The local police will take care of that. Okay? But you're an organization, and these good Samaritans and concerned citizens, it's their job. It's their job to put a check on something like this before someone gets hurt. Before someone seriously get hurt. You are a danger to people. And depending on what comes into your mind, you could be deadly to some people, or to people, period, to a lot of people, and you have already been very dangerous to other people's psyches. So, and you have a bad problem yourself mentally. So you're feeding this into somebody else and into other people, and the good Samaritans, these concerned citizens, are looking at this and they know it's wrong. They know something is wrong with it. They know that it has to be stopped. Okay? So they have a right to do that. They're not they're not your next door neighbor. See, even if you in a neighborhood, your next door neighbor has a right to do that. Your next door neighbor has a right to see what you're doing to the women next door. Okay? It's just in jail, in prison, that they don't have that right. You guys set up your own laws in prison and in jail. You're in society. You need to wake that up. You need to wake it up, because you are dealing with good Samaritans who are concerned citizens, and whatever you want to do in court will never, ever succeed. Never.
Whole life to the point where I've been investigated to the point where I'm not even, yo, I've been so cool because I could literally shut your whole page down, but I'm still letting y'all like.
But you can't shut their pages down because you allowed it. You allowed them to use your lives. You've been watching this for how long? How long have you been watching them put your videos on? Okay? And I have heard it myself that you give permission to do that. You told them to do it. It helps you.
Do your thing. What y'all don't understand is y'all incriminating yourselves. I don't make no money off this. Only thing I get is donation. Everybody else is none of your business. Is illegal. So just know that them calling the police is really burying themselves, because at the end of the day, this is what's going on. We got all of y'all names. And like I said, I'm not calling the police on y'all. Like I'm not doing that. There's other colonizer. I'm against that. But if the colonizer comes to me because you called them, I'm going to tell them what's going on to defend CPS do other than what do you on their pages. This is what I told the investigator last night. He said it makes perfect sense. I understand what's going on. I'm sorry that you have to go through this. He said I can make reports. I can go, he said we already on it. Basically, they're going to start investigating those that investigate on me. What's up? That's from mommy.
Okay, you hear what you said, Eligio? Everybody hear what he said? That you see how he switched the story. He said they say, okay, we understand what he's saying and everything, and we know how it is, and Then he turns around and said, well, basically, so he gives his own explanation of what the person is saying. But the person didn't actually say that to him. He said, oh, basically, they can investigate the people that's investigating me. That's not true, Eligio. That's not true. Don't fill your head up with that because you're setting yourself up to fail. They will not. Let's face it, you got, if, like I say, JazzyG them and Grangran them put out your name and tell people to call on you, it's not Grangran them calling. They got 500 people calling on you. Okay? And if Grangran step away and JazzyG step away, you got other people coming up watching this mess. So don't think that you can do what you think you can do because you can't. You're wasting your time. You can put their names out there if you want to. You're doxing them, by the way, okay, by putting their real legal names out on the internet. Okay, you already put your name out there. So their names are not out there. You're putting their names out there, you're doxing them, and that's illegal. Okay, what they're doing is not illegal. What they're doing is concern for the community, concern for other people. And it wasn't just our community because you had Pee Wee there, you had what's the other girl, I think Kayla or something. You know, you had these other people there in other, you had what, Mexican people, Puerto Rican people. You know, it's not just the black community. These people are concerned citizens of the earth. And I guarantee you, they will always win and always stand taller than you. Thank you, everyone, for listening. And like I said before, I applaud you for being concerned citizens and being good Samaritans. These people need help after going over to Eligio because I understand that Eligio is manipulating and doing all of those things to harm other people. He is not doing it to make their lives better. If he was, he would try to work on himself first before he tries to work on other people. You see, he cannot see what the end results are of what he's doing. He don't see that his mental illness is causing problems in what he wants to do in this creation of family and all of those things that he's doing. He don't see that that is causing problems. He's only at 30, what, 37 years old, came to the realization that he has mommy issues, that he has issues of being abandoned, so um, I applaud you for standing up for those women, the women that stepped away. I know that you can't always support these people because they keep going over there. They thumb their nose at you like Zoka did. They're running over there with him just because he's a good talker and they wanna get into bed with him, basically. For the most part, that's what they're doing. So, and a lot of them are going to thinking that they're going to some kind of religious retreat, and we understand that issue as well. So, but I was getting off my point, but the thing is you are helping these people. And like I say, well, what I will say is that you want to also show tough love by not helping so much as well, because they keep running over there and they think they got a way to fall back when Eligio should be the one to take care of that. But he's not doing that. He'd rather leave them literally stranded on a street somewhere in another country. That shows you just how much he cares about other people. He don't. Okay, he's only caring about himself. The compound that he's building with all these other people, is all about him and his only concern for himself, no one else. He has no concern about those other people, only that they're in the positions that they are inside of his so-called house. Okay. So, anyways, thank you very much for listening. And do me a favor, like and subscribe. And you channel holders that I called Good Samaritans, because you are, I just want to say, spread the channel around for me. Spread the channel around. Let your, let your people give me some views. Okay. I'm a new channel. So I just want to, I'm trying to, um I'm learning. I'm learning about how to do these videos and everything, and how to, do a YouTube channel. And I have a separate channel that I really want to work on. I mean, at some point, a business channel that I really want to do. So this is kind of training for me, for the other channel. So, um, help a sister out, um, to get my channel out there, and do whatever you guys are doing. I'm not sure everything that's going on, but I do know that, certain things have to happen to get the news out. And see, and my channel is about debunking teachings. So, and you'll see on the channel that I have debunked um, Eligio's teaching. I know it's kind of hard to listen to them because they're because you many of the videos you already heard before, so I kind of try to break it up a little bit to keep, from his videos being so long, his clips being so long, because I know you heard them before. So it get kind of you know painstaking. But if you listen to them and you hear my commentary, you hear me break down in the teaching what he does not break down. It gives you the opposite side of what he thinks he's teaching, and what he's, and then even sometimes I can tell you, you're just lying, Eligio, you're just lying, or you're manipulating, or whatever. But I mostly try to get into the teaching itself and show you that, number one, he's not following the teaching himself. He is not using the teaching to help himself first. And that's the only way that he's going to develop any abilities, to any spiritual abilities to manifest things. And he's going to always continue to manifest negativity as long as he does not do the work on himself. Which means that he's going to stay in his lower self. He has not, of course, we know that he's not anybody's higher self. He's not even his own higher self. And I like to also say that I don't believe in those words. They are taken out of context, in the conscious community. The original teaching is true self and false self. And Eligio is living from his false self. And he has not ascended to his true self yet. Just because he has knowledge of how to get there does not mean that he knows how to get there, because he hasn't lived it. You have to embody these things. You have to embody every step of the way, every word, every experience. You have to embody the truth of that experience in order to become more and more your true self. And saying higher self and lower self, that is that denotes hierarchy. And that is why someone like Eligio would take it and actually say, well, I'm your higher self. But see, in the original teaching and in the teaching itself, the higher self and the lower self is within us, within one person. That duality is in both, in just one person. And in his camp, he takes it away from his people. They don't have an option of being their higher self. Their higher self is walking around in another man. It is absolutely Insanity. It's absolute insanity. Okay, people. Thank you so much. I'm going to end this here. This will be part 2. Um, Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Peace and blessings.